Really interesting looking boulder. I think it's one of those boulders where if 50 people did it, they might do it 50 different ways.
Just in the background there, you can see Billy Ryder's actually stuck the first move of men's number 2. Our first look at that as we just focus on Tim through the first section of men's number 1. Hopefully we get a good look at men's number 2. It's got a pretty funky first move, and Billy's made a good fist of it already, so it'd be interesting to see what the Rootset's opinion on was on that. They thought that was a particularly hard first move.
Tim is very smooth through that first section. Nothing like as dynamic as Misha, but looked in control.
Yeah, Tim's a pretty big dude overall, I would say. You know, from a competitive athlete's point of view, he's still under 6 foot, but 180 or whatever that is centimeters. But he's one of the bigger guys, but he's really nestled in on that hill at the moment.
This looks really hopeful from Tim. He's going up for that sloper on the array.
A lot of strong climbers to come in the women's competition, and yeah, I think the boulders there are really set to challenge the top 3 or 4 climbers on women's number 3.
This is a replay of Jongwon Chon earlier on. So we saw a few climbers get up there on the crimp.
How happy he is on those crimps.
This is one of the moves that stopped a lot of the climbers. No problem for Jongwon Chon. This move, no gimme either, and neither is the top move. That one, he's got his left hand on. It's okay, but it's very rounded and it's slightly more overhanging than it might look from that angle. And he's done well. There's just that intermediate crimp there that he's got his left hand on, and then you've got to cross through with the right hand. And once that landed, it didn't look like letting go.
Yeah, but you know, they're focusing on the bigger picture. Same again with Shauna Coxey, not here, trying to focus on the Olympics. Misha does secure the zone hold out on the left, feet skidding on the left foot, what we expected. Quite basic to the top now, but not easy.
Yeah, the Munich crowd really coming to life now as Misha Pekoru has lined it up on men's 2. Are we about to see the first top of this semi-final? Goes feet first to enable him to get the left hand over, and we are about to see the first top. 5 left for the climbers to find a top. Alex Johnson is on number 2. Sadly for her falling again. Let's have a look at Misha on number 3, because he didn't look far off last time. That's how you do it. He was so much closer to the wall that time. The swing looked much smaller, much more controlled. Just can't get back up there. Here is Misha. 10 seconds to go. Goes all the way from miles away.
Great moment.
To be. This is a replay on men's 3. Nikolai Uznik. That's how you do it.
Nice to see another match. We have another good look. It's really quite interesting. The brushes are really brushing it, but they can't get down the back of the hold with the angle of their brushes that they really need to. I don't think that's helping the situation.
So the final slot in the men's final up for grabs now. Gregor Vezonik giving this boulder absolutely everything he's got. Goes up with the right hand. This for a place in the final for Gregor. He has to find a top. The zone won't do anything. Goes up with the left hand. Somehow drops back down. Kazbekova flashed that boulder. So Janja outperformed so far on boulder 2.
Yeah, she tried to have a high right foot there rather than going up to that next hold with the lower left foot. High left foot, I should have said. But so just focus on Ondra now. Ondra's looking for the first climber to get 4 tops in the men's competition. Currently in 3rd position with 3 tops and 3 zones. Can he make it into the 4 top club on his own? Surely no doubt from here from Ondra.
It's an exclusive club. Number 1. We thought, and the route setters thought, that this number 1, the women's 1, would see a bit of traffic. It hasn't proved to be the case at all. But if there's anyone going to top it, let's be honest, it's probably Janja Garnbret.
I have to say, Charlie, I'm really nervous watching Janja. I'm nervous from the behalf of the route setters. People are here expecting a big show here from Janja. Let's see what she can do.
Oh, she nails the jump. Janja Garnbret. Nobody's even attempted this last move on women's 1, but she gets the jump done. She's got the top hold. She is on another plane. He's very much back here in Munich. Went really well in the qualifying round yesterday. He'll be climbing next to Julia Chanordi on his rotation as we watch Evgenia Kazbekova on number 2. Alexei Rubtsov's going well on number 3, by the way. He's found a top on number 3. Evgenia Kazbekova is going really well on number 2. Are we about to see the first top of this women's semi-final? Needs to get her feet sorted out. The hold she's going for at the top is reasonably good. Lands with the right hand, lands with the left. Evgenia Kazbekova finds the first top of the women's semi-final. Do it in not many attempts, but pretty much gunning for a place in the final. If he can find a top. Here goes Janja. Remember, nobody has topped this boulder. To be perfectly honest, nobody's come close to topping this boulder. Janja safely up to the zone. Heel hook in place, up with the left hand. The Munich crowd really beginning to react now. They know they're watching one of the all-time greats. We're all watching one of the all-time greats, and Janja Garnbret tops the boulder.
Not really into it anymore.
So the men's final will be Adam Ondra, Jungwon Chon, Jan Hoyer, Jakob Schubert, Angie Perhart and Alexei Rubtsov. Wow. 5 World Cup winners, and Angie Perhart, who's looked immense all season, hunting his first win. So many storylines in that men's final. For now though, we're watching one of the greats on the women's side, if not the greatest of all time, already being talked about in that breath. Janja Garnbret, she's certainly been the greatest this afternoon here in Munich. 3 tops, and only one other climber could even manage a single top. She's absolutely smashed this semi-final, and she's got the zone on number 4. Can she convert it into a top? Needs to get the feet involved, or will she just try and smear on the wall? Now she finds a heel hook, goes up with the right hand, somehow holds onto it, just corrects the left hand, and now Janja Garnbret lining up the top hold. What a tour de force from Janja Garnbret. 18 climbers came out and couldn't find a top. One other climber could find one top. Janja Garnbret can climb. Here he goes in Munich. So he seems to have a method he likes up to this point. He's really beginning to cruise these moves, but this is proving to be the crux. He's tried, that was the foot swap he was struggling with last time. So much force going through his biceps. But he's got himself in a pretty good position, and the crowd reacts to Jakob Schubert. Got his feet in place now, but it's such an insecure position. He's somehow got to get himself solid enough that he can launch. We've seen observation hasn't been that useful for anyone. This boulder just climbs so strangely. But Adam Ondra really is a master of movement. He may just be able to find a way to do this. He's also a master of finding knee bars. Might just be able to find a way to do it that nobody else could think of, or nobody else would be able to do. Got himself pretty much horizontal here, Adam. Again, the Munich crowd cheer. This is him in a pretty good position, all things considered. The left hand's there. A lot of encouragement coming from the crowd. Adam Ondra, widely considered to be the greatest rock climber on earth. Can he prove it here on Boulder 1? Goes with the right hand. And goes with the left. Adam Ondra says,
You've got tape over your fingers like that. It really, not only does it put you off your game, but it just makes the contact with the skin and the crimps really, really hard to hold on to small holds when you've got so much tape on. See if it makes a difference.
Yeah, now he's up to the zone. It's a tiny hold. You could see him grimacing as he held it. Has he got the heel in place? He has. Just the final hold to go. He wipes his hands before he launches. Here goes Angie, out left. There's the top. And
relax somehow, you've got to breathe and just let the body relax across the wall. So difficult when you've got such a huge crowd and everybody cheering, the bass is thumping here, the DJ's got the tunes going. Just got to really just dial it in and just try and relax and try and focus on what the upper part of your body is doing, making sure it doesn't tip you off.
Well, Jakob did well to hang on to that. His right leg went underneath him with a bit of momentum, and it looked like it was going to pendulum him off the wall. Clever enough to think, right, well, I'll get that zone secured before I do anything. Test of shoulder flexibility as much as shoulder power, this. Jakob having to rotate his arm through all sorts of different positions, but now he finds himself in the right position.
It's really tricky. His left foot is so far right. He's having to put almost a bit of an extra move in here. He had to work really hard to stand up in the first place. Then he had to get the foot match, which was much harder for him than it was for Angers.
Here goes Jakob Schubert lining it up. Lands with one hand, doesn't need the left. Fantastic top from Jakob Schubert. He went for Jakob. What method would he go for here?
Looks like he's trying the same thing.
This time he makes it work. It was a big swing to hold, but it's a pretty good hold that you're landing on there, Jakob Schubert. Now levering himself up, using every bit of strength, and he's got plenty of it. Jakob Schubert, this will put him in the lead, and all he can do then is watch Adam Ondra. He finds the top, the crowd go crazy, and so does Jakob. He says, I want... Outline of Romain Desgrange. Competed in the qualifiers yesterday, sadly not enough to make a semi-final. So again, she found a lovely method last time, was able to just creep up, and she's done it exactly the same again. Keep that left hand low, and she's learned from last time, you've got to keep concentrating all the way. And this does look good, and now the crowd cheering as well they might, because Evgenia Kaspikova, one of only two climbers who could find a top in the semi-final, finds a top in the final. You could be national champion, just be an okay boulderer, but if you've ever been national champion in France, you know you're pretty handy. And Fanny Gibert falls into that category.
This has got a different method this time, much better.
That's nice work from Fanny. Absolutely a perfect calculation of exactly what her span was. Knew that she could leave the left hand in place, and now she's found a way. Up to the zone for Fanny. Gets a heel hook in place. It's so burly, the upper section of this boulder. She could do the popping over again. She does. The feet cut loose. She does really well to hang on to it. We bring the left hand across, and then Fanny Gibert is lining it up to make it two boulders, two tops. Can she do it? Trying to figure out what to do with the feet before she does. Now trying to figure out what to do with the hands. It's an uncomfortable position from which to launch. Doesn't matter for Fanny Gibert. Here goes Julia again. That's it, up to the zone. That is how you do it. I have to say, when we're down on the mats, it looks a hell of a long way up there. But she's got it done. It's a little more basic, still physical above, but not too much reading. You're just compressing these two volumes above. At least we think you are. Has she got something else in mind? Surely she'll have to go up with the left hand now. She does. Julia Chanaudy could have top beckoned for her. There is the top hold. Round to the right is slightly hidden, or the best part of the hold is slightly hidden, but she's found a way. Temperature really dropping here in Munich. It's been really hot all day, but conditions on the wall now, I would imagine, pretty good. There's a breeze blowing, the temperature has really come down, the clouds are gathering. Spectacular setting. You can see the Olympic Stadium and the beautiful glass architecture in the background as Mia Krampel creeps the right hand up. Now this is where that knee might cause some problems, because really you could do with really pushing hard off that left leg.
Same position as you do, Chanaudy. You just got to bring the right foot up a little bit higher to get the distance to that jib round on the right hand side.
That's a bit more like it.
Gets it rearranged.
Creeps the hand up, and there it is. Again, it's been off the ground a long time. Goes lower on that volume rather than clamping the top. Now gets the top. So that's the zone secured for her, and that does move her up onto the podium places for now. Oh, and you can see a lot of pain in that left knee there. I really hope that's not the thing that keeps off the podium, because to have an injury that severe and end up on the podium would be a truly extraordinary story. And she does really well. Figure of four, she's been watching the ice climbing. Now up through the cheese blocks. If she can do it, it'll be 3 tops for Mia Krampel, and 3 tops would mean a podium. This is absolutely incredible from Mia Krampel. What determination. And there's your reward. Mia Krampel, 3 tops. Almost climbing on one leg. She could barely walk out here.